Approximately 85% of teenagers play video games, with over 40% playing daily. And it's taking a toll on your child's mental health, even if you don't see those signs. Well, here with us to tell us a little bit more is Dr. Tim Perry from Frontier Health. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Absolutely.
Well, let's go ahead and talk about some of the dangers that video games can pose.
Well, you know, I first want to set the preface that there are some very positive games out there that actually build rapport and actually build positive activity and actually build team building. It's the ones that are built to actually create an obsession, to where people actually become so obsessed with them they can't put the game down, they can't stop playing it, and it becomes like an addictive behavior for them. When it becomes that level, it starts to affecting not only their mental health but their physical health, lack of activity, lack of social engagement. When those things start to happen, that the video game is replacing those social interactions and daily function, it's becoming something more dangerous and something to be concerned about.
What are some signs that parents can know that their child is addicted?
Well, there's actually a disorder called internet game disorder, and it's in the DSM, and the criteria for it is obsessing with the game, a higher level of tolerance, meaning they have to have a more active game to get the same feel from it, withdrawing from friends and family, isolating themselves, spending all hours through the night playing the game, through the day playing the game, starting to affect their academic work, their school work, their attendance to things. If they start lying about how much time they're on the internet, if they start becoming more aggressive, and even when they start talking about the game, they talk about it in very aggressive terms and very violent terminology. Those are some warning signs to be concerned about.
And speaking of violence, just like movies and television, video games have ratings too, but how important is it for parents to stick to those guidelines?
It's very important. Parents need to know the content of what that game is, not just the name of the game or the trailer or the video clip of the game. They need to know the content. I encourage parents, if you're concerned about it, play the game with your child. Spend some time in that game yourself so that you actually know what kind of game that is. Pay attention to those ratings and why they have those ratings, because it is there for a purpose.
And if a parent thinks that their child is starting to have issues when it comes to video games, what can they do?
Set boundaries to begin with. Set tech-free time, set time limits for how much time they are on the internet. One of the things that is associated with this gaming disorder is how much time is excessively being spent playing the games. Excessive can be as high as 25 to 30 hours a week. On average, young people spend 15 to 16 hours anyway, so that tells us how excessive it is. So set some boundaries, open conversations, talk to them about what the game is. Where are you? What level are you in? Who are you playing with? Who are the other people that are engaging in the game with you? Set also some guidelines yourself. Model the behavior. We find parents getting addicted to games and setting the bad example for their child. And finally, if you see it starting to affect your child's mental health, more anxious, more depressed, more withdrawing, more socially isolated, talk to a professional sooner than later, because there can be reversed and can be treated.
And quickly, I know that you mentioned at the beginning, not all video games are bad, so are there any recommendations that you have for parents for what they can maybe switch their child to?
Look for those educational games, games that actually do some teaching, because there's some really good ones out there on history and academics. Look for some of those educational games. They can be very engaging too. Physical activity games, if it's a game that's actually involving them doing something like dancing or playing and getting some physical activity, look for those kinds of games. Look and do your research. Do some research on what games are out there. Some of them can be very positive and build community and build social skills, build activity. Look for those, and those are the ones I would encourage going for.
All right, Dr. Perry, as always, great information and great advice. Thanks so much. Yes. And of course, if you'd like some more information on resources on a variety of different topics, you can call Frontier Health. The number is right there on your screen. You can also reach out to the email address right there too.